You ever look at Japan, a country that loves its rice and noodles, and just wonder, how do they stay so slim? Well, today we're diving into their secrets, and spoiler alert, it has almost nothing to do with willpower and everything to do with some really clever, science-backed habits.
Okay, let's just get this out of the way first. 95%. That is roughly the failure rate for most conventional diets. And you know what? It's not your fault. When you crash diet, your body basically freaks out. It thinks you're starving. So it slams the brakes on your metabolism and cranks up the hunger hormones to save you. It's literally fighting you every step of the way.
So that brings us to this huge question. If our bodies are hardwired to fight weight loss, how on earth does a country that practically runs on carbs have one of the lowest obesity rates in the developed world? What is going on? I mean, just look at these numbers. This isn't just a small difference, it's a massive gap. We're talking under 5% in Japan versus over 40% in the US. And the typical excuses you might think of, genetics or everyone's a marathon runner, well, they just don't hold up. You'd think, oh, they must live at the gym. But nope, not even close. In fact, way fewer people in Japan have gym memberships compared to Americans. So if they aren't crushing it on the treadmill for hours, what is their secret? All right, section 1. The answer starts right on the dinner plate. And it's not about what you're taking off the plate, it's about how you design the plate in the first place. This is about environment, not willpower. At the very heart of it all is this concept, Ichiju Sansai. It translates to 1 soup, 3 dishes. A meal isn't one huge plate of food. Instead, it's a set of small, separate dishes. You get your rice, a soup, a protein like fish, and a couple of vegetable sides. It's genius because it automatically builds in variety and controls your portions. You fill up on all the good, nutrient-dense stuff before you even have a chance to go overboard on one thing. And then they pair that with this incredible mental tool they teach kids from a young age, Hara Hachi Bu, basically eat until you're 80% full. Think about that. It's not about counting calories. It's just about checking in with your body and stopping when you're no longer hungry instead of when you're totally stuffed. That one little habit can make a huge difference. And their whole environment is set up to support this. The plates are smaller. The snack packages are smaller. There are no jumbo-sized sodas. This plays into a cool psychological trick called unit bias. See, our brains love the feeling of finishing something. So if you finish a small bowl, you get that same little hit of satisfaction as if you'd finished a giant one. Japan just makes the units a more reasonable size. And the meal itself, with all those little dishes and having to use chopsticks, it just naturally slows you down. And that is so important. Why? Because it takes about 20 minutes for your stomach to send the "I'm full" signal to your brain. Eating slower gives your brain time to actually get that message, so you feel satisfied with way less food. Okay, section 2. Now, this stuff isn't just for adults. The real magic is that this foundation is built from a really, really young age. It's all about training your palate to love the taste of actual food. I mean, just look at the difference here. On one side, you have a Japanese school lunch, balanced, fresh, planned by nutritionists. It's teaching kids what real food is supposed to taste like. And on the other, well, you have meals that are often highly processed and packed with sugar, which pretty much trains a kid's brain to crave junk food. And the results of that early training, well, they're pretty staggering. The average person in Japan consumes about 17.7 kilograms of sugar a year. In the US, it's almost double that. But here is the most important part, the good news. Your taste buds are not set in stone. They're a habit. You can actually retrain them. Seriously, studies show that if you cut back on sugar, your palate adapts. Things like fruit start tasting incredibly sweet, and you notice flavors you never did before. You just have to give your brain a chance to reset. So this brings us to what might be the single biggest takeaway of this whole explainer. What if staying slim wasn't a constant, exhausting battle of willpower? What if you could just set up your life so that the healthy choice is the easy choice? Let's talk about convenience stores. Japan has them everywhere. But look at what's inside. Instead of just a wall of chips and candy, you find all these fresh, healthy options. Rice balls, salads, grilled fish. They've proven that convenient doesn't have to mean junk. They simply make the good stuff the default. And remember how we said they don't hit the gym as much? This is the other side of that coin.
Their movement is just baked into the day. They're walking to the train station, biking to work, taking the stairs. It's called non-exercise activity, and all those little movements throughout the day add up to a serious calorie burn, no gym required.
And just like their movement, their eating has a structure. Most people eat 3 meals at pretty consistent times. And when you do that, you create a rhythm for your body and your hormones. It helps kill random snacking and late night cravings because your body learns when to expect food. That predictability is calming.
All right, so for our last section, let's tie it all together. All of these individual habits, the food, the environment, the movement, they're all held together by one big, powerful idea. It's a cultural mindset of balance and respect.
Think about how often we eat while staring at a screen, right? Our phones, our laptops. In Japan, a meal is treated more like a moment to pause, no multitasking. And just by doing that, by being present, you can actually hear the signals your body is sending you instead of just eating on autopilot until everything is gone.
It's really a total shift in what we value in a meal. The goal isn't just how can I get the most food for the least money. Instead, the focus is on the quality, the balance of the flavors, even how it looks on the plate. It's about truly savoring the experience, not just filling your stomach.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The secret isn't some crazy diet or workout. It's just a collection of small, almost effortless habits that are designed to work with your body, not wage war against it.
So, look, the point here isn't to go out and try to change your entire life overnight. That's not going to work. The real question is, which one of these small ideas could you design into your own life? Maybe it's just using a smaller plate for dinner, or taking a 10-minute walk after lunch, or just putting your phone away while you eat. It's not about being perfect, it's just about starting somewhere.